With the turbine of the power generation, actually you can see the river is quite warm, and also you can feel the evaporation from the hydropower station. So the water that has been released from the hydropower station actually makes the river quite warm in the Jilin section of the Songhua River. And that also creates the spectacular rime sceneries in Jilin city. And for this water area, it actually creates a favorable condition for the winter dragon boat race. Let's go on site to have a close visit of the dragon boat race today. Now, I think you can feel the warmth of the water. So from this angle, probably you cannot see how many people attending this dragon boat race, but actually it is crowded. And today we have a special guest here who is a referee for the dragon boat race. So first of all, can you give us some introduction about the Winter Dragon Boat Race? So what is the race about today? We have gone through the preliminary race. We have 15 teams, which has been divided into 4 groups. And for the first place of the group, competition will enter into the semi-quarters. And for the semi-finals, we will have 2 groups. And for the teams who cannot enter into the semi-finals, they will compete for the ranking race. And for the teams who are participating in the semi-finals, they will compete for the finals. So what are the countries participating in this dragon boat race? So for Russia, they have 4 delegations. So what about the teams in China? We have teams from Guangdong province, Zhejiang province, and also some teams from Jilin province. For example, the Electronic University of Northeast, and also we have some teams from Jiangle. So for all of these teams, they actually are representing the highest level in China's dragon boat race. So for example, the Electronics University of Northeast is quite famous for the dragon boat race. For this Northeast team, they always attending the highest level of competition in China. For example, they used to attend the China Dragon Boat tournament. So this team is well known in China. They have delivered very good performance, which impressed all the audience. And also we have a Jiangle team, which is a joint team that they're working together with another university in the Jilin city. And we also have some delegation from Guangdong province. So actually, Guangdong province is the home to the dragon boat race. However, because of the weather condition, maybe these people may face some challenges in racing in northeast of China. And most of the viewers understand that dragon boat is very famous in China, but people may want to be curious about the Winter Dragon Boat Race. When we started this game, we started the Winter Dragon Boat Race in Jilin back in 2002. At that time, it is also an international Winter Dragon Boat Race. There were many countries attending this event. For example, we have Canada, US, Russia, and we also have a variety of Chinese cities attending this dragon boat race. Back in 2002, actually the temperature is extremely low. it is around -40°C. So compared to that temperature today, actually it's quite warm. So this year we have a very good weather condition for the dragon boat race. And it is actually quite unique for Jilin to host such a winter dragon boat race. At the same time, we're also hosting the Rime Snow Festival in Jilin province. So compared to the dragon boat race that has been compared for the summer times, what are the challenges that we are facing for the winter dragon boat race? Actually, there are many problems faced by the athletes, especially for the people that are coming from the southern part of China. They may not be quite used to the cold weather here. In the past, they have a very good strength and physical conditions. However, when they encounter coldness, sometimes they feel it is a little bit reluctant to do their best. And also, that depends on their resilience and determination to do the dragon boat race. Sometimes their breath may be affected because of the cold air. When they compete this kind of dragon boat race in summer, so they can demonstrate a better physical condition. So if their breath affected by the cold air, it will be a big problem for that. So they have to be good enough to encounter of the coldness, and also they have to make sure that they can demonstrate their best performance. And earlier we heard that one of the athletes from Guangdong delegation team, they're saying that one of their drummer can hardly speak during the cold air. Because for the drama, they have to give out the voice calls. If they're not able to speak, it's very difficult for the whole team to coordinate with each other. And I realized that the Dragon Boat race is about to kick off. Can you give us more information about the athletes, given the condition that they will be affected to some extent because of the cold weather? For the dragon boat racing, it used to take place in the rural areas, but now more and more people would like to do this kind of sports in the city center. And actually, the dragon boat race has a long history, and also it can be done throughout the year. As I just explained, that the dragon boat race can take place in 4 seasons and in all different kinds of locations. So most of the time, the dragon boat race will take place in a natural condition, in the natural water areas, just as what we did in the Songhua River. The water condition is quite different in different seasons, so that the athletes has to pay attention, adjust their personal conditions according to the water areas. For example, for the 200-meter race, in a still condition, so the team can demonstrate their performance within 18 to 20 seconds. However, in the cold weather, it may limit the strength for the athletes, so the frequency of the paddling will be slower. So it may also affect the performance of the team. So this time when we have the dragon boat racing, we will also calculate the time for different teams to determine the ranking. So on the right side, it is actually the upper stream of the Songhua River, and the left side is the downstream. So what is the racing direction for this time's dragon boat race? And this time we are actually racing from the upper stream to the downstream. And today we have 2 games. In the morning we have the 200-meter race, and in the afternoon we have the 500-meter race. If we talk about the direction, the starting line is actually set at the upstream, so that the racing track is from the upstream to the downstream. Right, I think the athletes are getting ready for the race. They have to do some exercise, and at the beginning they have to have a check and review of their dragon boats as well as the condition and identity of the athletes. So also they also have to check all of the equipment that has been brought onto the dragon boat. For example, the paddles. All of the paddles have to be gone through some checking review. So how many people are on one dragon boat? Is it the same number of people in summer dragon boat and the winter dragon boat? And today we have a standard dragon boat racing. We have 22 people all together. We have the paddlers on each side, one drummer and one steerman. So altogether, we have 22 athletes on one boat. And also, we have the 12 people dragon boat race, but today we are having the standardized dragon boat race. And we have 22 athletes on one dragon boat. And this time we have 4 racing tracks, so 4 teams will compete together. Now we can see 3 teams already up there on the Songhua River. So for all of these, like 22 people, which person have a critical role? I think we need joint efforts to deliver a good performance. So I will say the drama probably is the most important figure in the dragon boat race. That's because the drummer have to run the drum beats and also have to control the pace of the dragon boat. So the drummer has to seize the piece and also try to regulate the frequency of the paddling. So for the paddlers, they will actually hear the instructions from the drummer to do the strokes. We have to maintain at the same level of the strength and the paddling of the 2 sides of the dragon boat. At that time, the steerman comes into play. The steerman have to control the oar according to the performance of the paddlers. In this way, they can actually secure the direction as well as the balance of the dragon boat. So for the paddlers, they are responsible to stroke the paddle so that it can drive the dragon boat. However, the drummer and the steerman can also play a key role because they have to steer the dragon boat and head towards the right direction. And for the drummer, he or she has to lead the direction of the dragon boat and also send out instructions to the paddlers. And also we will say that the 3rd or the 4th paddlers, they actually serve as the engine of the dragon boat. So the dragon boat race is about to kick off. And we can see all of these athletes are getting ready. And pretty soon we will give you the live streaming of the dragon boat race. We will use the unmanned aerial vehicles to give you a unique view of this dragon boat race. Now I can feel the wind is weakening. Now we are waiting for the signal to come.
好，一会儿呢，我们就通过运动相机以及这个无人机多种视角来了解这个。
Pretty soon we will give you the live streaming from different angles with GoPro and also the UAVs.
好，我们的无人机已经飞起来了，一会儿呢，它就会把这个信号呢推到我们
Right,
的
the
这个后
UAV
方
is
的
ready.
平台
Pretty
上。
soon we will receive the signal
再过一小会儿呢，大家可能就会
to
看
have a
到这
better
个信
view
号
of
了。
the Dragon Boat race.
一道是浙江义乌的队伍，是
对，
吧？
它是来自浙江的一个企业队伍。这个
So for track 1 is actually a enterprise team from Yiwu of Zhejiang Province.
200米，我感觉到非常短的这200米啊，实际上对这个选手的爆发力
I
是有
feel
考
like
验。
200 meter is not a long distance.
有一个100米的比赛。
It actually tests the burst of the energy and the strength of the athletes.
100米赛跑是吧？
Actually, the shortest distance is about the 100 meter.
金跳数
And also 200 meter can be considered as a short distance, and we have a 500 meter Dragon Boat race, and sometimes we have the relay race.
对，马上就要开始了。然后我们的摄像师看
Now the game is about to kick off.
大家可以看一下，马上就开始了。哦，有个船已经偏离方向了。
I think one of the team is actually off the track.
特别是今天这样一个严寒的
It
考
happens
验嘛
all the
确
time,
实是
especially in such a severe
他们出现
condition.
了这样一个他又滑回
It is
了
likely that some of the dragon boat will off the track. So you can see this team
他在
has to
他
go
如果
back
是在自己赛道滑
to the
回
track.
这个通过终点的话，它是一个可以计算成绩的，但是他要看有没有影响其他队伍的比赛。现在我们看
So
到
we
有
have
一
to
个
make sure
它
that
是
the
通过
team is
自己的
still on their
道，但
own
是二
track.
道它是在一道通过的，这个二道这个道串
So
道
for track 1,
它串道了以
it
后呢，
passes the finishing
它没
line
有
in
把
its
这个
own
自己
track.
的
However,
龙舟
for
滑回到二道，通过
another
如果从二道
team,
通过自己的航道，
this
可能
team also
可能它的
passed the
成绩会
line
上
from
但是要
track
看它有没有
1.
影响其他队伍的比赛。
So in this case,
这样的话就
probably
会
it
把
will
这
be
个
affecting their results.
他会叫什么呢？叫犯规，然后取消他的比赛资格。他的处罚就是。
In this condition, some of the scores will be eliminated because of the change of
出
track.
现这种情况还是比较多的，差不多每一组都有这样的一些情况，但是还好，我们看到的就是说
And today we
没有
have many
像之
times
前有
we
这种
see
撞船以后的出现什么
the
弱水
boats
太战
actually go to another track, but we don't see any collisions, which is
我们
very
的队员
dangerous.
们他们不能适应这样一种场地，特别是我们的身体有这样一些
So it also shows that some of the athletes cannot be adaptive to this kind of weather
很难
condition,
去在很快的时间里面
and they are
调整过
actually
来
feeling
这个把握
quite
自己这个
stiff
这个舵呀，它的一种力
to
量
make the
所以它是有
movements
点
in the paddling.
所以这样的情
呼吸呢有点。
If they cannot control the paddling, probably it will change the direction of the dragon boat.
可能会显得
I can feel these people must be freezing, and it is very difficult for them to demonstrate the moves.
多了。
现在也看到每个运动员都是全副武装。
是。
So we can see all the athletes actually well prepared. So Ms. Liu, can you give us more introduction about the Winter Dragon Boat race? How many times have you been here? I have been here for around like 7 to 8 times. So there are many features for the Winter Dragon Boat race. In January this year, actually in Jilin City, we actually host the Ice Winter Dragon Boat race, meaning that the Dragon Boat race is not taking place on water areas. And actually, we install some of the blades on top of the dragon boat. So these dragon boats are actually racing on the ice. That is what happened in January. Of the athletes, and also whether they have a good capability of coordination, and that depends on the personal conditions. So if they have long arms, then probably it will be good for them to do the paddling. So they will have demonstrate a good curve for the paddling, so that they can demonstrate more strength. But of course, it requires all the coordination for the body. You need to have a good coordination skills so that you can do all of these movements in one swing. This is very important. And of course, they need to have a very scientific training. For example, how they stroke the paddle, when and how they move the paddle. This is what requires for a professional athlete. They need to do some trainings.
一点。如果想要成绩好点的话，参加中华龙舟大赛呀。
But of course, for some amateurs, they don't have to do all of these trainings. However, for a professional athlete, they need to have very scientific trainings. For example, they have to have a regular exercise. They have to do some runnings and stretching their bodies on a daily basis. So this will make the difference for an amateur and a professional athlete. Of course, that depends on your expectation. So if the team really want to attend a high-level competition, for example, the Asian Games, so all of these teams have to go through very strict and scientific training. Team. So the Haishan team is from Nanjing City.
哦，南京后海。还有一个俄罗斯队嘛，是吧？哦，还有一个俄罗斯队。
And I also realized one team from Russia.
那么就还是三条船是吧？3个队伍对吧？啊。
So for the Fengman Hydropower Station is at the upstream of the Songhua River. The water that released by the hydropower station is quite warm. That's why it makes the Jilin section of the Songhua River not frozen. This actually helped to form the spectacular rime sceneries in this area. And also for the water conditions here, it's very suitable to host a winter dragon boat race. But it is quite different for the winter dragon boat race compared to the dragon boat race in summer times. So you can see the athletes, they actually putting very thick clothes. It is very difficult to perform. For example, it's difficult for them to stroke the paddles. Another round of game is about to start.
5到8名的比赛，这个成绩的话，应该说是不是特别
为荣誉而战了。
对对对，也可以说是最后的吧，差不多是。现在马上就要比赛就要。
Alright, pretty much we have come to the end of the live streaming. Thank you for watching.